of the unique things about booking an event here on the property of Thurman Landing is that when you're here, you feel like you're miles and miles away from reality. When in fact, we are only, what, 1 mile from I-65 right now, which is crazy because it kind of has this dreamy feel to it the moment that you enter here, which is the whole experience and the whole point.
That's the idea.
So we are in the wedding barn, which is kind of the newest build on the property. Take me through some of the details of the barn because there's some personal touches to it as well.
This barn was actually built by the Amish in the community. All the wood in the barn was cut by the Amish. They kiln dried it for me, and then we used it. They cut it to length so I wouldn't have a lot of cuts in it. So it's poplar, which matches the floors that are actually over at the tea room. I like the colors in it. So the tin in the ceiling is actually from my dad's barn. My dad's
You guys have figured out a purpose for everything, right? Don't throw that away, we'll use it.
My mom taught me a long time ago that you have to keep butter bowls. Butter bowls are for everything. We repurpose everything at my house, and so all the tin from the ceiling is off my dad's old barn. It had kind of laid down, so we just took all the tin. My husband drew this out on a napkin, and pretty much the Amish built it for us.
It's gorgeous. And how many people can fit into this space?
Well, legally we are okay for 275.
You know, this is great for like a larger wedding or a larger event. What about the experience on the property if you want something smaller and more intimate?
We have lots of areas on the property to get married. We have something called the clearing, which is just the grassy area by the side of the barn. I've had 250 out there, but that was a little tight. We also have the fire pit area, which is gorgeous. We have a pavilion that was built a few years ago, and we've had 150 out there in the pavilion before. And then we have smaller areas by the lake, on the dock. We've had some people get married on the dock. Made me a little nervous, but they enjoyed it. So lots of places.
You don't really have to bring anything outside in here. Like you all provide when we're talking about the food and the catering. That is all done right here, which is a huge convenience to people. People love that.
It means your food is hot when you serve it. Southern food at its finest. The cooks that work here are older. They know how to cook. So, and I will say that we have some things that we've tailored for weddings that are old recipes that they brought in with them. So it's pretty neat. And when you get a hash brown casserole, they've made it from scratch right in front of you. They've made 4 or 5 depending on how many. So everyone tastes the same.
Can you do crab boils, shrimp boils, crawfish boils, things like that too?
Yes, we do shrimp boils all the time. That's Charlie's favorite thing. He brought that with him from New Orleans. Our pots are from New Orleans, our spices from New Orleans, so everything is authentic. So
what I've noticed too is just being welcomed here makes me feel like I'm with my family. People want to know that what's my experience going to be like here? Like I feel like Charlie's like, okay, you're a part of the family now.
That's pretty much the way it is. That goes all the way back to when Claudia and Charlie first came back. When I met Claudia, she always had to hug you, and it always had to be heart to heart. And she always made you feel like you were part of the family, and even when she first met you. So I never felt like an outsider with them.
And so when people come here, they know they're going to get that level of service too. All right, Renee, thank you so much for showing us around. So to get started, go to thurmanlanding.com.